music. In time, we found clever ways to make new sounds inspired by nature. From where they come from. Inspired by nature.
One would have never guessed that there is actually a museum like this called the Music Museum in Bangalore. It's about an hour away from Bengaluru, and we actually made it in 45 minutes because there was not too much traffic. It's in a place called JP Nagar, and there are 3 levels and 3 stories in this quite magnificent museum, and it encompasses all the music that you can hear in India, including classical, pop, as well as different kinds of music. And we have just started our tour here, and we'll be giving you a glimpse of what this museum has. As far as parking is involved, there is actually a parking for about 4 or 5 cars right outside the museum. So you can drive to this museum and park right outside and then get in. The ticket cost is around 150 rupees per head during the weekdays, and it's slightly more expensive in the weekends. I think it's around 250 rupees. But it's a weekday today, and there's hardly anybody in the museum, and I think we are going to have a blast.
I'm going to play the theme from Hachiko.
This is a tree that shows a lot of different classical composers in India. So as you can see over here, there's the oldest composer of the 12th century, Jayadeva. He's pretty much at the top of the tree, and you can see basically all the artists that he influenced after his time. So there's a couple over here, and as you go down, you reach the current age people who have been composing recently. So these are 3 eras of classical composition: the pre-Trinity and the 12th to 17th centuries, the Trinity 18th to 19th, and the post-Trinity from the 20th century to present. So you can click on any one of these composers and get a flavor of what kind of music they.
And the guru of Indian film music, Kishore Kumar, has his own recording studio here.
Krishna Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare Ram.
मुझसे किसी को प्यार नहीं, मुझसे किसी को प्यार नहीं, सुनसान नगर अनजान डगर का प्यारा हूँ, आवारा हूँ. This is the room for all the musical instruments that were used by the famed musicians of the past era, and you can actually go down and have a look at it closely in close quarters.
The ambition of the greatest man of our generation has been to write every
Okay, this thing is going to tell me the scale at which I am going to sing at. So I am just going to say sa, and it will actually be able to recognize the scale that I am singing at. Sa. C. And just when I was wondering how can there be a museum in India without reference to the great Amitabh Bachchan. The abundance of musical instruments in Indian music is testament to its diversity. Each one is unique not only for its sound but also its craftsmanship. While many instruments developed within Indian classical and folk traditions, some migrated from elsewhere. A single instrument often inspired many ingenious variants. So the Indian music experience. This museum has basically two levels. On the higher level you can get a glimpse of all the classical forms of music, and in the lower level mostly it's all about the film music. And it's a good experience to come here. We spent an afternoon, about 2 hours is enough to see the whole place, and I think if you have an afternoon to spare, it's definitely worth coming here.
Sa